Hello, good afternoon, everybody that's watching. I just want to get some off my check real quick. I'm not gonna hold you because I want to smoke. I need to smoke right now, but I ain't gonna hold you up. And I do smoke Virginia Slims, ultralights, menthol 120s. But hey, not right now. I'm not on disability. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me just say this. So today, um, at the house, this lady came. I've never seen this lady before in my life, but excuse me, last week, and if you look on one of my previous videos from last week, like in February, it's February, the day after Valentine's Day, 2024. So if you look past that, you'll see. You might have to subscribe because most of my stuff is private. But this little boy came to the house, and I was in the room and I heard my auntie say, "Oh yeah, your grandmother came or whatever, blah blah blah." So I go to the door and I was like, "Who was that?" And she said, "Oh, that was that little boy. Grandmother had came earlier." Well, anyway, so today, fast forward to today, I'm in the cooking, making rotel dip for lunch. And 'cause I was trying to eat light, I didn't want to eat nothing too heavy. I've been eating too much, heavy food, macaroni and cheese, and I done gained like y'all. I done gained like 15 pounds in the last 3 months, eating all that stuff and sodas. So I gotta get back to my regimen. But anyway, so the woman comes in the house, right? She comes in the house with a little boy. And I'm looking, I'm stirring my food, and I'm looking like, so, they went back in the room or whatever. So I'm like, let me hurry up and record myself. You know what I'm saying? They got too much shit going on. So she comes back out. She's walking toward the door to go outside, her and the little boy. And so I said, ma'am, I said, I don't have no children in the house, or don't bring no kids in the house. Or however I said it. And the bottom line, I was like, don't bring no children in this house no more, right? And so she was like, okay, okay. So about an hour later, I guess my auntie had sent her to the store for some salt or something or whatever, because she came back with some salt and she said something. But she stood at the door. She didn't come in. So me and my auntie, we got in a little splat because when I went back and looked at my videotape, and I heard my auntie tell a woman, "Oh, go spit on her pillow, go spit on it." And normally, I'll keep my damn door locked, but I was like, the shit just was happening so fast anyway. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just trying to record myself and stuff. So, and you can hear, like, if you listen to it closely, you can hear the woman. You can hear them in the conversations. Because I'm in the kitchen, right? And this ain't no big house. So, I told that lady, I said, look, the best way I knew how, I was calm, collected, everything. Because sometimes everything don't cause for rambunctiousness. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you know where you stand, sometimes it don't call for that. Sometimes it does, whether you know where you stand or not. But sometimes it don't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just to the point to where, I'm when you fed up, you talk different. When you fed up, you think different. When you fed up, you do things differently. And when you watch somebody's mannerisms when they're angry or whatever, sometimes anger is not all rambunctiousness. Sometimes rambunctiousness is fear. You know what I'm saying? So, people need to learn how to read people, because every time somebody is, rambunctious, sometimes rambunctiousness is just a humor. just to get a reaction out of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So just because somebody is rambunctious, that doesn't mean that they, you know, they're angry. Sometimes they, like I said, sometimes they trying to get a reaction out of, just shits and giggles. Sometimes it's out of fear. You know what I'm saying? Um, and when you quiet, that don't mean you scared either. Sometimes it's I've had enough. Sometimes it's I'm to my breaking point. Sometimes don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, let's get back because I didn't derail. So anyway, me and her, I was like, look, I said I don't appreciate you telling people to come in my room and spit on stuff. That is not cool. And of course, she went all off, you know what I'm saying, the deep end defensive and stuff. So that's how I knew, Plus, I mean, I had it on tape anyway, you know what I'm saying? But I had to continue to remember in my head and remind myself that I'm 40 years old. This woman is not working with a 40-year-old mind. My mind's sharp, baby. My mind's sharp as iron, a piece of iron steel. You know what I'm saying? It's in here. She not. That bitch is dull as a plastic spoon, damn near. She almost 90 years old, and I don't know almost 90-year-old woman person that's as sharp as a 40-year-old. Very few, but she ain't one of them. And it's just like when I've in high school, my stepmom and my dad had took in their great auntie. She was 90, right? She was very 90 something. She was like 93, right? And at 93, she was still living in her house, nice house too. She was still living in a house in the south. And I mean, over gradual. I think she was like 95 when she moved in our house, and we had to. She started hating my stepmom. That was my stepmom's mom's sister, I think. Yeah, one of her sisters. That was her great aunt, so that was my great great auntie. And I was like 17. This was my senior year. And, I had to feed her. Then it got to the point where you had to feed her in a tube because she had started getting down. She was going in and out the doctor and stuff. And it had gotten to the point where, she would come from the hospital and we had to feed her through the tube, right? So I learned all that. I learned about old people because I didn't know, you know, of course you don't know. You're 17 years old. How you know about, old people? But I look back on that and I realized that maybe I had to, you know, go through that. Well, not really go through, but experience an old person to realize how Alzheimer's and dementia can take over somebody's mind. Because I can remember even, as a child, she loved me to death. Lord, she would always cook for me. She would always give me like little, how the old people give you little candies. She always give me a little candies in a little purse and stuff. She always had a thing full of candy. She would always offer me candy. And like when she got older, she didn't really like my stepmother. Like she would be so angry and so mean to her and stuff. And like when she moved in, we had to walk her, every day or every other day, just to make sure that she, will walk and do her exercise and stuff. And her, the nurse would come too. And she had gotten to the point to where like she didn't remember anybody. Um, she didn't. She didn't like, she didn't like nobody. She liked my dad because, I think all of them get freaky. They get real freaky when they get old. But she liked him. She would, call him her boyfriend and stuff. And so my stepmom would make a little joke, "You can't have my husband, blase, blase." And she'd be like, because she was light skinned. And so I think she was a very pretty woman when she was young. And I think she used to be a nurse or something or whatever. But when she died, she was almost like 100 years old. But she died, and but before she died or whatever, we took her in, and it was like this. I remember it was like this big thing over her house, right? Because like her children didn't want her house, but her grandchildren, well, like one of her grandchildren, one of her granddaughters, and her great niece or something like that wanted her house, and like it was like this big thing or whatever. So they ended up stealing it. But no, I'm saying all that to say that this lady right here don't even understand what she going through. She think that she okay. And I have to continue to remind myself that no, baby, you know what I'm saying? You not you she I have to clean, and that's why, like sometimes I don't be feeling good, sometimes I don't. But when I do, I'll clean up, and if I make sure, okay, y'all know my bedroom messed up. Okay, so wait, because I moved in this bitch 2 years ago. Prior to me moving in, you wouldn't even recognize this room, baby. It ain't even halfway where I want it to be, but it ain't nothing what it looked like, honey. And my sister was on drugs for 30 years, and she used to stay in here, and this was her room, and her ex boyfriend or whatever it was, they would do drugs, and then anybody who's on crack, who have children or who have close family members that's on crack, y'all already know, especially if it's a woman, because women, we are more emotional, so we take crack really hard. And you already know if a woman's on crack real hard for that long period of time, your room ain't gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like your room gonna be fucked up for the most part. And like they would fight, they would argue like every other day. She putting his ass out, putting his clothes out on the street. Baby, it used to be a comical comedy show up in here. Baby, it was always some drama between them every other day. And they'll smoke back crack, the next day or later on at night, and they'll be back good. And 2 days later, some other shit. So I have a lot of holes in this room. And the way that the bed was positioned, I think she had like three beds on here. Like it was really really high, or whatever. And I had to take that shit down because I'm like, mm. But so my auntie a few years ago, she got a house, half of the house redone, and so I asked them to put some fix the walls. They ain't fix the walls up. They put like some kind of board on it. You can, when you do sheetrock, when you break, I know now how to do it, but I'm not no man. I'm not about to do that. But when you do, you look on YouTube, if you got holes in the wall in sheetrock, you carve out the hole, right? And then you carve out the hole, and then you carve out that sheetrock to fit in that hole. That's not what they did. They took the sheetrock, right, and they just placed it on top of the hole, so it's like the wall and then sheetrock on top of it, so it's like a bump. You understand? The shit just all fucked up, y'all. And then like I think for New Year's, not this New Year's, but last New Year's, I was so fucking drunk. I fell into the wall and I made another hole, y'all. So, I kind of I bought this thing here, this black and white thing you see behind me. I bought that from Michael's. It was on sale for like $5 or something like that. I was like, and they didn't have like any solid color, and the other ones they had were like flowers and shit like that. But it's actually a patio floor, for your patio mat. It's actually plastic. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put that up. So yeah, I've been rocking like that for a couple of years. Oh well. But until I get, and then I met this guy, whatever. He was supposed to be my bodyguard. He was supposed to do all this stuff. Girl, you know you never mix business with pleasure. We started doing it, and then got more to it in the relationship. And then, y'all, let's just say he ain't do anything and the shit all fucked up. But anyway, I just want to explain a little bit as to why, this shit's crazy. Like it look. And then oh yeah, I caught myself trying to spray paint it. I had spray painted before I bought this. I spray paint. I was like, okay, I'm a spray paint. I had this bright idea. I was like, I'm gonna spray paint the room. I'm gonna just spray paint it. Don't do that, cause as you can see, if you really look, if you really look closely, you can see where I spray painted it. It was gray. It was supposed to, and then I was supposed to put like a glitter coat on it, top of it, if it came out right. But it never came out right. So I never bought the glitter coat. Y'all, and then I was on, y'all know Shane and Timu. I was on Timu and Shane, right? So then I found some wallpaper. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this wallpaper. I bought two of them. Y'all, the damn wallpaper, it was nice, but the wallpaper was like one fucking sheet. Like I couldn't do nothing. I can't even do nothing with the damn wallpaper. So y'all, and then I was like, okay, I'll just buy a shelf, right? So I bought this shelf. So I bought the black shelf. I ain't gonna show y'all. If y'all don't see it, then no well, y'all don't need to see it. Y'all know what it look like. So I bought this black shelf above my TV. And so I was like, okay, since I have to hide, cause I had put another hole in it in a while, cause I was fucked up and I was drunk and I was dancing on top of my I was dancing on top of my dresser. I don't know. I was so messed up. I think that was for New Year's. And I put another hole in it, so I was like, okay, let me do the wallpaper did not come out right. It was like, it just looked horrible. So I found this shelf, right? I found a shelf. Point to it, you can't see it right now. I found a shelf because I had been and had bought it, but I couldn't find both of the little, the little regular shelves you buy from Walmart, one shelf, and then it had like the two iron brackets, the cute little iron brackets with the little thing on the, the little roller thing on the end. But it's two. I couldn't find the other one, so I just had one. So yeah, the little shelf just hanging out with one little bracket, y'all. So yes, anyway, that has nothing to do with what the fuck I wanted to talk about. I don't know how I got on that. But yeah, so the woman is, she has Alzheimer's and dementia. And she doesn't realize it, you know. And, I like if you pay close, you have to pay close attention to her. If you pay close attention to her, you'll see. Like one day she'll put comment in the freezer. Then I found a comment in the thing with the pan in the pantry with the like she'll just do like off the wall type shit, if if you watch. And like she'll say like little stuff like, like she'll just be talking, but it be talking out of excuse me, talking out of head and stuff. And I have to remind myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm the only person in here besides her. And I feel like if I can't protect my territory, because this is my territory, I live here, this is where I domicile. You know what I'm saying? And she domiciles here too, but she's not coherent all the time. So if I don't protect my territory, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. And that's what people, they either don't realize or they don't care. And so when you take in recollection of your own territory, what you have to, what you have to protect, whether it's your children, whether it's your money, whether it's your own life, whether it's your pets, because pets are like children, you know, whether it's your food from flies, I don't give a damn what it is. You have to protect yours, you and yours. And see, when this woman came here, see, yesterday was Valentine's Day, right? And all I wanted was a piece of steak, some barbecue, some totally out of the fucking norm. Was normally every Valentine's Day, even if I don't have Valentine's Day, a Valentine, I would eat me either a steak or salmon. And so I didn't go to the store to get salmon. And I bought the steak. I said I'm gonna eat the steak for Valentine's Day, right? And that's what I have. Cause my normal meal, if I eat a steak, my normal meal is this: I get a steak, or I buy a steak, green casserole, green bean casserole, cause I love that, and either new potatoes or a baked potato. And so I had the steak. I had half of the steak Tuesday for dinner, and then I ate the rest of it yesterday for dinner. But yesterday, for lunch, I said I want something totally crazy because I know I'm eating steak tonight. I said I want something totally crazy. I want something barbecue and barbecue baked beans. So I did a barbecue tenders and baked beans, and that's what I had. So last night I said I want some ice cream because I'm like, you get a taste for the stuff. And I said, for Valentine's Day, I want some ice cream. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Wendy's. So I walked to Wendy's. And I had no idea that they was giving away free ice cream. So I didn't pay for that. They was like, free ice cream today. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go back to the house. I'm walking back to the house. Because normally I would go the way that I came. But I didn't. I took the long way. And so I'm walking back to the house. And at the corner, I was like, they got a little boy just standing there. Now, it's like 8 o'clock at night, you know what I'm saying? They got a little boy just standing at the stop sign. And I say, that shit looks fucking weird and awkward as a motherfucker. So I said, oh, I record myself, baby. I record myself. So I said, oh, let me put this shit on camera. Baby, so I'm walking. I walked by the lights, and I just stood there as a big pickup truck, like a F-350 or something like that. It's a new one because they had the lights. Um, Comes and picked the little boy up. I said, that shit look like a fucking setup. I ain't never seen no shit like that. That happened. That's the second time that happened. The first time it happened was the other day. That was either Sunday or Monday. Sunday, no, Fat Tuesday. That was Tuesday. I went and I walked all the way down to by the school, right before you get to the school up here where I live at. Cause I normally when I take a walk, I'll take a walk around the hood, just the street. But I was like, for some reason, like it's this area. If you are sensitive to energies, and if you are sensitive to atmospheres and environments, you would understand the difference when you go to, when you go to places. Some places you don't feel comfortable, or some places feel stuffy and stuff like that, or whatever. It's like this area right up in here, this area outside, out in this hood, it feels different. It feels cluttered. It feels stuffy. It, it feels different. And I felt that when I walked, when I took that walk, and I walked where the white people live at, and I walked up the hill, and I noticed something. I said, that shit feels different. It's starting to feel, the atmosphere is starting to change around here. I don't like that. Well, anyway, like I was saying, so I'm coming back down, walking back home. And so, of course, I recorded myself, and I'm walking, and they Mexicans, well, they're not Mexicans, they're like from Spain or somewhere across the street. But he didn't have like three wives since he this man didn't have about three wives since he moved over there. So he got another wife now, right? So I think I've never seen this boy before. I think that's his new wife son. So I'm walking, and dude just, so I'm walking like this. This is street, right? I'm coming down. This is the street I live on, right? I'm coming down, walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So the dude, the boy, cause he a little boy, he walks and he cuts, and so I'm like, mm. So I go this way, and so I'm like, and then he stops in the same truck from last night. He gets in a truck at the end of the street. And so I turned around because I see these lights and they just shining and they not moving. When somebody turning around, you can see lights and the lights move. The lights just standing there. So I'm like, so I move. I turn around and I'm looking, and I just see these lights in this big ass truck. I don't know what, you know, but now I think it's the same truck because it looked like it could have been the same truck from last night. So I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? That shit is fucking weird as fuck. And then last night happened, so I'm like, some weird shit going on around here, and I don't like it one bit. Cause normally at night, if I leave out, because I'm not supposed to smoke marijuana, but sometimes y'all, honestly, if I'm with somebody or whatever, I'll hit the blunt a couple of times, cause baby. But they said you're not supposed to smoke weed on camera, so I make sure, the motherfucker ain't no motherfucking camera. You understand? Cause this shit here is beyond bionic. This shit here is beyond anything that you've ever seen before. You understand? And there's so many people that have killed themselves, and people. What I've learned about black people since I've been over here, since I've been staying over here, firsthand experience, because I've never experienced this experience before with black people. I'm black, yes, of course, but I've never experienced this like this before in my life, to where black people would do so so it's just so much dirt and so much just to keep you, to make you look down, make people look down on you. You know what I'm saying? To make you feel like you ain't shit. And it's sad. And I've never experienced that before. And I've been black all my life. And this is my first time experiencing or even hearing about something like this. Maybe y'all have, and some people shrug it off because they used to it. I'm not used to the shit. So, the shit makes me suicidal. I ain't gonna lie. I deal and I struggle or whatever with suicide. And, when it first started, when all this combustion a few years ago first started about this dumbass jewelry store that I used to work at, which, they've confirmed everything that I haven't done anything, that I haven't stolen nothing, and the shit is still being dragged on. And that is the part that makes your dollar signs go up, because you refuse. This is now you've become an asset to the problem, because now it's intentional. You're intentionally not putting a stop, and that's called a tort. When you're intentionally trying to harm somebody. It's not negligence anymore. It's not because you didn't know. Because it's been confirmed with the CEOs from Whole Foods. It's been confirmed with the CEO from the jewelry store. Headquarter people. I'm talking about top notch, damn near the president of the damn companies. Not no little bit ass district managers. And years down the line, you still being, treated this way and being lied on and stuff or whatever. And I don't know anyone who can go through all of that and be alive. Let alone you done wrote a book about what they did. Came to find out that they did do it, and it was verbatim what you said. So you knew the whole time. You knew the whole damn time what they was doing. That is psychological damage. And every time you try to, talk about somebody, try to shut you down, say you crazy, say you don't know what you're speaking of, you sound stupid, you look stupid, you don't know what you're talking about, you're making shit up in your head, it's all in your mind. And for those of you who have gone through anything, whether it's getting cheated on by your husband, by your wife, by your boyfriend, by your girlfriend, or no matter what gender you are, because I don't discriminate, you know, whether it's getting cheated on, whether it's, having your mama tell you don't date him, don't date her, you stupid, or they, or having your siblings say don't date him, don't date her, you stupid if you date her, if you like him, if you love him, or your best friend, and then turn around and they sleeping with him. It could be a situation like that. No matter what situation it is, that somebody's trying to make you feel inferior in any way, whether somebody's trying to make you feel like, you are insane, you talking out of your mouth, you making up scenarios that are not real in your head, and you don't know what you're speaking of, or whatever, and you feel as strongly, what you know. I'm not talking about the ones that, they got people that just, that actually do that. I'm talking about the ones The people that you know damn well that your nigga was fucking your sister. You know damn well, and you know what I'm saying, and it hurt. I ain't saying if it don't hurt. I'm talking about hurt. You know damn well, or you feel in your gut that your friend is dating your mate behind your back, and it hurts. Leave. Because what I've learned is I've always had that hunch, but I've always second guessed myself and doubted myself as well. And that's, I've always done that. And I had to learn. It took me to go through all this, and I think that's why I had to go through it. It took me to go through all this to really trust myself, because I didn't. I doubted myself. I was used to be very hard on myself. You know, I did not want to believe anything contrast to what I wanted to believe about other people and their actions and attitudes and how they was and blah blah blah. But sometimes we have to go through stuff for us to change, and change is good. Transformation is good. Sometimes it hurts, but it's good. And I had to go through that to realize that, what, these family members ain't my family members that I thought they was. Because if I would have learned this, somebody would have told me this years ago, I wouldn't have believed them. I promise you that. I would not have. So, you know, for those of you that are out there, pardon myself, that, that go through stuff like that, or that in a marriage, and I don't really want to talk about marriage or whatever, because, I'm not married, but I have been. But, trust yourself, and if you're not strong enough to trust yourself to the point where you can leave, trust yourself enough to make a plan, but don't make a plan and leave. You see what I'm saying? Because it's if it's that bad, it's either gonna be your life or their life. And I'll be damn. I'm not about to sacrifice my life for you, bitch. You gonna sacrifice your life for me? If anything, no, I don't play those type of games. So sometimes it takes. We don't have the strength as women, or some men like that too. We don't have. Sometimes us humanoids, when we're in love and or whatever, we don't have this type of strength to get up and leave. Sometimes when it gets down to it, sometimes it takes a lot for us to leave. Hopefully, it don't take too much to where that's your life, or that's somebody that your children's life, because these some people do not care about anything but themselves, and when I say themselves, I mean nothing. And we've seen videos on YouTube and heard people say this, for years or whatever, blase. But when it really comes down to it, you shouldn't want to stay with somebody just because the spotlight, the limelight. I've been there too. Okay, because it looks good on camera. Okay, it looks, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it looks good on camera to have, the title, and you know what I'm saying, or to be the girlfriend. But he beating your ass and he mistreating you. He ain't doing nothing for you. You know what I'm saying, and all this and that. So, okay, then you get scared. You might be scared of him. What do? Find a way. Find a way. find a way to get out of it. That's what you do. You find a way. You find a way not to entangle. Sometimes you got to pull back a little bit by little bit. If he come over 5 times a week, okay, he come over 5 times a week. 4 times have sex and 1 time don't. Until you get to the point to where, okay, 1 time a week we do it. Okay, then you get to the point to where 2 times or 3 times a month. Then you get to the point where 1 time a month. Then pretty soon you're gonna be like, I don't even need it. You found a way. Look at me, a cigarette. I hope that helps somebody. As I got to smoke. Excuse me. I don't know, I'm a damn lighter. Who that was?
A boy?
Now they have 50 men. My neighbor have him and all his coworkers after they get off of work, or sometimes when they don't be working, or whatever, and his son's friends be outside. Why she can't get one of them to take out the trash? Why you gotta get a little boy to take the trash out? That's what I'm talking about. Too much shit happening. And I don't trust her. Because something happened to my little nephew, great nephew. And I don't trust her. So, anyway, like I was saying, find a way. Because if you don't, it could be detrimental. And, men like to seclude women. Not all men. But they have a lot of men out there that like to seclude women. They don't want you to talk to nobody. They don't want you going. They don't want you around your family. They don't want you to have no friends. So they can control your life. And eventually put fear in you and say, okay, if you do, this going to be the repercussions behind it. To the point to where you feel stuck. So all I got to say is find a way. This is witchcraft again. I'm an advocate for STAR, and I'm also an activist in the community, and I'm signing off. Have a good day.